Until 1972, Philippine elections were comparable to those in United States cities during early industrialization. Flawed, perhaps, by instances of vote buying, ballot box stuffing, or miscounts, but generally transmitting the will of the people. A certain amount of election-related violence was considered normal. Marcos overturned this system with innovations such as asking voters to indicate by a show of hands if they wanted him to remain in office. In the snap election of 1986, Marcos supporters tried every trick they knew but lost anyway. The heroism of the democratic forces at that time inspired many Filipinos. The Commission to Accredit Citizens, arms of the Commission on Elections, is known as the National Movement for Free Elections, NAMFREL. A private NAMFREL was instrumental in the election of President Ramon Magsaysay in 1953 and played a minor role in subsequent presidential elections. It lapsed into inactivity during the martial law years, then played an important role in Aquino's 1986 victory. The first congressional elections under the 1987 Constitution were held on May 11, 1987. Political parties had not really coalesced. 79 separate parties registered with the Commission on Elections, and voters had a wide range of candidates to choose from. 84 candidates ran for 24 Senate seats, and 1,899 candidates ran for 200 House seats. The elections were considered relatively clean, even though the Secretary of Local Government ordered all governors and mayors to campaign for Aquino-endorsed candidates. There were 63 election-related killings. Some of these deaths were attributable to small-town family vendettas, whereas others may have had ideological motives. The armed forces charged that communists used strong-arm tactics in areas they controlled, and the communists in turn claimed that 19 of their election workers had been murdered. Election results showed a virtual clean sweep for candidates endorsed by Aquino. The next step in redemocratization was to hold local elections for the first time since 1980. When Aquino took office, she dismissed all previously elected officials and replaced them with people she believed to be loyal to her. Local elections were originally scheduled for August 1987. But because May 1987 congressional results were disputed and defeated candidates wanted a chance to run for local positions, the Commission on Elections postponed local elections first to November 1987 and then to January 18, 1988. More than 150,000 candidates ran for 16,000 positions as governor, vice governor, provincial board member, mayor, vice mayor, and town council member, nationwide. The final step in redemocratization was the thrice-postponed March 1989 election for barangay officials. Some 42,000 barangay captains were elected. At this level of neighborhood politics, no real money or power was involved. The stakes were small, and election violence was rare. The Commission on Elections prohibited political parties from becoming involved.
The Philippines has universal direct suffrage at age 18 and older to elect the president, vice president, who runs independently, and most of the seats in the bicameral legislature, consisting of the House of Representatives and the Senate. A minority of House members known as sectoral representatives are appointed by the President. Elections are held not just for national leadership but also for representation at the provincial and local levels. In the last elections in May 2004, some 74% of eligible voters participated. But the process was marred by violence and numerous irregularities, which the political opposition continues to protest, even calling for the president's impeachment. Elections in the Philippines are the arena in which the country's elite families compete for political power. The wealthiest clans contest national and provincial offices. Families of lesser wealth compete for municipal offices. In the barangays, where most people are equally poor, election confers social prestige but no real power or money. The Constitution also empowers the Commission to accredit citizens, arms of the Commission on Elections. This refers to the National Movement for Free Elections, NAMFREL, a private group established in the 1950s. with advice and assistance from the United States. To keep elections honest, NAMFREL recruited public-spirited citizens, 320,000 volunteers in 104,000 precincts in the 1980 congressional elections, vote, monitor ballot counting, and it prepared a quick count, based mostly on urban returns, to publicize the results immediately. Because the Commission on Elections can take weeks or even months to certify official returns, the national movement for free elections makes it harder for unscrupulous politicians to distort the results. NAMFREL itself has sometimes been denounced by election losers as being a tool of United States intervention and has not always been impartial. In 1986 it favored Aquino, and its chairman, José Concepción, was subsequently named Aquino's Minister of Trade and Industry. The 1987 Constitution establishes a new system of elections. The terms of representatives are reduced from 4 years to 3. And the presidential term is lengthened from 4 years to 6. Senators also serve a 6-year term. The Constitution's transitory provisions are scheduled to expire in 1992, after which there is to be a 3-year election cycle. Suffrage is universal at age 18. The Constitution established a commission on elections that is empowered to supervise every aspect of campaigns and elections. It is composed of a chairperson and 6 commissioners, who cannot have been candidates for any position in the immediately preceding elections. A majority of the commissioners must be lawyers, and all must be college educated. They are appointed by the President with the consent of the Commission on Appointments and serve a single 7-year term. The Commission on Elections enforces and administers all election laws and regulations and has original jurisdiction over all legal disputes arising from disputed results. To counter the unwholesome influence occasionally exercised by soldiers and other armed groups, the Commission may depute law enforcement agencies, including the armed forces of the Philippines. In dire situations, the Commission can take entire municipalities and provinces under its control, or order new elections. The final decision on all legislative elections rests with the electoral tribunals of the Senate and House of Representatives. Each electoral tribunal is composed of 9 members, 3 of whom are members of the Supreme Court designated by the Chief Justice. The remaining 6 are members of the Senate or the House, chosen on the basis of proportional representation from parties in the chamber.